Yeah, it's either Santa Fe or Sedona.
Yeah.
If you can.
You ready?
Yes, whenever you want.
You want to wait for Sarah or?
Yeah, just that. Yeah. Just, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. It is a big deal. 1.8 or something, is that what you said? That's awesome.
I know, we did well.
They did. I told them, I said, don't forget,
Recording,
we
Lisa?
set the bar.
Is it
Recording?
Real estate prices in town.
Yeah.
All right.
Me.
Did you, were you the first one?
We'll give Sarah,
Or-
Here she is.
we'll give her 3 seconds to get down.
Good job.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, they did.
So I give you 3 seconds to get settled.
I was joking.
Oh, you're. Oh, no. Like a park in front of the street
Yeah.
or the driveway?
Occasionally somebody.
What's big bucks? I said,
Like, oh, I'm gonna get up.
I just in passing, I never thought.
Did you have to have it
The
towed?
next day, she said, find
Well,
out.
please, I did,
Sure.
I gave you the plate number.
Yeah.
We called,
Oh.
and I must have been go, 2 people came out. Pretty quickly down cars.
So,
It's interesting that they would have, they could have the phone number of somebody.
Okay, well,
Pretty good.
everybody's ready? We'll
Handy.
open the meeting of the loan committee for November. With the approval of the minutes, if everybody's read them.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll go right to the portfolio review, Martha.
Okay, thank you, Ken. I did want to mention that I listened to a recording of a meeting that I missed. I think it was governance and nominating where they discussed possibly going into executive session to discuss particulars on the loan portfolio. I mean, I guess I leave it up to you.
Oh, that's, yeah, we did discuss going to executive session. and stuff. I don't know.
It was that time when you had to bring the loan down below a certain amount, I think. I think that was an executive session.
Hold on a minute.
That's it in the folder.
I didn't make that meeting, so.
Yeah, me neither, but there
Yeah.
was some
That was
discussion.
it. That was this
And
one.
regarding the loan
Yeah.
presentation.
It was discussed that because it's personal type information that it should be an executive session.
Oh, there
Right,
is
because
a,
you're reviewing people who may have past due balances, and so that was some of the.
there is a, the provision that it would fall under.
Personal finances or
Mhm.
something. Andy, you can tell us.
Discussion of medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation,
Credit.
or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation.
We have counsel right there.
So in accordance with, Mr. Chairman, in accordance with section 105 of the New York State Open Meeting Law relative to conducting executive sessions, no action or formal vote can be taken during this executive session, but you can go into executive session under exemption F to discuss the financial and credit relating to a particular person, namely the applicant of the
That's correct.
loan.
So I think the discussion too was specific to when Martha's reviewing the portfolio summary, because you do call out specific businesses and borrowers of who are delinquent.
And then we could discuss, the credit score for the new applicant as well. Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But then we go back into the regular meeting to either approve or disapprove. the loan.
And we would be very careful that we would not let the discussion lead into discussion of matters other than financial or credit.
So in other words, you want a motion to go into executive session for read the portfolio review. I'll entertain a motion.
Second,
First,
I will, I
Second.
would like to make a motion.
we have a motion.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a pen.
We have a motion
Get everything.
and seconded to go into executive session for the portfolio review. All approve. So moved. Lisa, you want to turn this back on?
Oh, well done.
All right. Back to the regular session.
Okay, so,
And
yeah.
I think you still have the floor, Martha.
So we'll be looking for an approval of the portfolio.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made and second to approve the portfolio review. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Mr. Chairman, if the minutes could reflect the aggregate balance in arrears on the loans without identifying any individual loans, I think that would that'd be appropriate. So that would be
That'd be appropriate, Andy?
Yes, yep, absolutely.
Okay,
so by SBA loan and by CEDC loan. So at least the public will have a idea of the fact that they're only 1.5%.
yeah, we're very low on the being in arrears. Okay, so noted. All right, and we'll move on to Nick Cool's Mobile Tires LLC loan request, Martha.
Okay, this one is very straightforward. Nicholas is an ambitious young man who has started a mobile tire business, and he does oil changes, brakes, other minor auto repairs. And he comes to you for a $50 charge. So apparently there's a big demand, and he is looking for $12,000 to purchase an enclosed trailer. Everything else that the business owns, he's purchased on his own, and he has no debt. So this would be an SBA microloan at 3.75%. This is fits into our Columbia Forward loan grant program. And the grant would be 10% of the loan amount, which is $1,200. And we proposed a 60-month term.
Discussion?
Yeah, he's got like, can't say how much yet, there's very little money in the bank.
Correct. Yes, he's paid cash for everything, or he bought used equipment and has paid it off. So that has been, and when he talked about trying to pay this loan off early, I told him what I tell all of our other clients. Build a little savings account for the business before you work on paying this off. It's a very reasonable interest rate, and he seemed to think that was a good idea. So hopefully he'll start building some savings.
So I'm actually looking for new tires.
Do you have a cell
not
phone
sure.
number?
You can make his first payment. On the way to the restaurant.
I could, but I
I would agree that
identify
it-
myself as being CDC, but does he actually come out to my house and change?
He does, and I don't know, if you park on the street, I don't know, that may present a challenge, but he's usually in people's driveways.
Go to the Neptune Diner and park in the parking lot over by your car when you have lunch.
Oh, my new place, I identify.
Yeah, one of his concerns was that people are overcharged, and in particular, he has seen women consistently overcharged or sold things they don't need for their cars, and so he's obviously he wants to make a profit, but he also wants to keep his price point below what some of the others are.
In other words,
Send me his phone number.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
in other words, he's just trying to make a living, not
He's trying to
getting,
make a
not getting
living.
rich at all at once.
I think you're right, and build the business slowly. He struck me as very mature and very responsible and very ambitious.
Yeah, it sounds like a good foundation here.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the glass company, right? You needed to repair your glass. I love it. I used to park in the underneath, at the Empire State Plaza, and they would come in and fix I had that done like last year. Come right up to your car. and they
He
go into
actually
the
came in
garage.
with his bookkeeper. He uses a bookkeeper who also serves as his dispatch person. When people call, if they need towing or need something quickly, she's the one who reaches out to him and tells him where to go next.
Does he have a tow?
He
He can tow.
he can tow.
Now, interesting thing is when I smashed, stone hit my window and the insurance company replaced it and they came out and did it in
Yeah,
the
they
parking
did.
lot.
Martha, when did he start?
I think he filed for his LLC several months ago, but he's officially started this past summer.
So all the numbers are projections for next year. though, because
Exactly.
he just got started.
Exactly.
And then he's making a 20% markup at like everything he's reselling.
Yeah. And he has, he knows where to buy everything. He knows where to dispose of everything. He seems to have his ducks in a row.
Any other discussion on this? Any motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Thank you.
So that's done. So, do you have any public comment or anybody else want to bring something up?
Well, we did have some good news. We had the report from the Small Business Administration Upstate Region. And through Martha's great work and Lauren Crana's help when she was here and the rest of the team's engagement in the loan program. We were first in the number of micro loans in the state.
Really?
And we were second in the total dollar amount, with the total dollar amount winner being Pursuit, which is a statewide micro lender.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
Sounds like a press release.
Yeah. And it does put us in a position where Martha was raising the other day, at what point do we apply for additional funding? And, maybe you could give a brief update on the visit that we had on Thursday from Jeff
Yes,
Boyce, who is the regional representative of the SBA.
yes, he's in the Syracuse district. And so he's the one who tracks the number of microloans made in that district, which is pretty huge. It goes into the southern tier and up to the Canadian border. And so, yeah, we did well last year and he came to congratulate us and he hadn't been to this office before due to COVID. He had visited us in our other office. So he wanted to see our loan files and make sure everything is behind locked doors and that we have a fireproof safe for the original notes.
So we locked him in the file closet for an hour.
And he wanted to meet with one of our clients and I had thrown out several names. I thought he might want to stay right in the Hudson area, but it turns out he was willing to travel. So we went down to see Hudson Valley Malt. I think they're listed as Germantown Beer Farm on our loan portfolio. And they've had a loan with us for several years and they really were an ideal client because the owner has taken our micro business seminar series. She's actually spoken as a panelist to other people starting a small business. They have the 2 loans with us. They're current on their loans, which is always a good thing. And as it turns out, Jeff really enjoys beer and was really happy to find out how they make their malt. They use sort of a traditional method, spreading the malt on the floor of their facility. And what it has to, Jessica was with me.
Ferment, yeah, it was very interesting.
It really was, but it goes into a kiln. It's really quite a process, but they are servicing a lot of the local breweries, but also some in Vermont, he said, and they're trying not to expand too far, too fast. But they seem to be doing well. They're very concerned about their energy rates right now.
Yes.
And Jessica has offered to connect them with somebody at NYSERDA to see if we can do an audit for them. But Jeff was very impressed with the 2 of them, and I think he was pleased to see our operation. So I think it's all good.
Very good.
I think the press release is a great idea to even talk about Jeff's. We got some great pictures of Martha and Jeff Boyce from the SBA actually physically turning the malt on the ground with their
Really?
hands. Yes. Ancient tool, and it was very, yes.
So Mike asked me to write a little blurb about that, and it'll certainly be in our newsletter.
Anything else?
Yeah, I would think the paper's always looking.
Yes, the only other thing is
So thin, you could, once a
drawing
month.
down funding, additional funding. Have we-
So the issue with the SBA is they have, I don't know what they call it. They call it their 365 period. There's a period where they, through March, through the end of March, where they have limited funds left and they have to distribute it among all 50 states and Puerto Rico, I think. So we can request money during that period, but we might not get the full request, but they can't really tell you how much it might be available for New York State. Or we wait until April 1st, and then we can apply for what we really think we need, which might be $500,000. I don't think we'd apply for any less than that. It might be $750,000. And I think that's the way I'm going to go. We can't apply until we've spent 75% of what we have in the coffers anyway. And I've been trying to make the SBA loans a little bit smaller so that we can get through the first quarter before we have to reapply. But really, we want to have enough money. We've been spending it within a year, and we'd like to have enough money that we can go 18 months or even 2 years, depending on
And the last time they gave us 400. Does it make any sense to get in the queue? If you asked for 500 now and they didn't fund it, and they gave you 100, could you apply for 400 in April, or is there a limit?
Well, it's a lot of work to apply. And so I prefer not to do that. Yeah.
I guess.
And having multiple loans, as Kat knows, is a little hard to keep track of too. So we don't want to have two when we can have one.
Anything else? Entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Turn us off.
Bye, Andy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.